And Obama warns Congress that if they don't pass his cap and trade, this was going to happen. He was going to do it. Now, how is he going to do it? He's going to do it by regulation. Now, cap and trade passed the House, but never got out of the Senate because of the public. I mean, very, very intense public opposition, especially in energy states like West Virginia and Kentucky. Okay, these people realized what was going on. Their livelihoods were going to be hurt. Taxes were going to be tremendous in this thing. So what happened? It was voted out, and now Jackson is trying her best to follow through with Obama's threat, and nobody seems to be doing anything about it. I don't understand how nobody can seem to be doing anything about it. That is absolutely beyond me. Just absolutely beyond me. Now, that's our first example. Our second example, the Department of Labor. Secretary Hilda Solis, well, she wasted no time after taking office last year in gutting long-standing rules requiring unions to disclose important details about how much they spend of members' dues. Now, Pat Smith, Obama's Labor Department Solicitor General, is working with Solis to implement an unprecedented new enforcement directive designed to put businesses at the mercy of union bosses. Wait a minute. Let's go back and rethink that one. We've got the Labor Department's Solicitor General working with the Secretary of the Department of Labor, and these folks are working together on an enforcement directive. Did anybody say law here? No. We said an enforcement directive, so that a business has to pay homage not to their business, but to union bosses. Now, according to an article I read by John Fund in the Wall Street Journal, the directive provides aggressive use of the Occupational Safety and Health Administration to compel business cooperation through shaming and to engage in enterprise-wide enforcement. Folks, we have got to understand what exactly is going on in this country. No law has been passed making this legal. This is Obama acting like a big baby, and when he didn't get his way, he sits in the corner, pitches a hissy fit, and comes out, because he's got a real big budget to work with, he comes out with the secretary of whatever department he wants, and all of a sudden these folks are putting together rules, directives, regulations, supposedly to supplement what the law is telling us they want to do. These aren't supplements. This is him rewriting all the statutes. Where are we at? Where's the outrage here? But we press on. We find that when we start looking into the question of illegal aliens, wow, that's good, because the DREAM Act wasn't passed. But when all this thing with Arizona came up, and Obama got one of his first tastes of no, we're not going to do everything you want done. Then it was leaked out for the first time back sometime late summer that he was just writing enforceable regulations. Did you catch that? Enforceable regulations to allow illegal aliens to stay in this country and circumvent the law in order to do it. Every president has used regulations. I just don't think I've ever seen a president abuse regulations the way this president has abused regulations. We're being governed by a tyrant. We're being governed by a tyrant that doesn't seem to feel the need to do it the right way. All he feels like is his way is the right way, and he can just write a regulation and do what he wants to do. Illegal aliens coming across the border, and he wants them to stay. Why does he want them to stay? Well, gosh, that's a hard question. Let me think about it. Oh, yeah. He doesn't have enough votes. If you think the DREAM Act was Obama trying to be a good guy, I got some land that I want to sell you. Some of the best swampland you've ever bought. Prime land. He doesn't care about illegal aliens. What he cares about is votes. And if he can regulate us without a law being passed, that's what he's going to do to get votes. It's amazing to me. I keep wanting to call her Neapolitan, Janet Neapolitan. Gosh, if Ed Schultz was here, that he'd say I was ignorant. Of course, he can't say Cousteau, so I guess we're even. If Janet Napolitano knew what she was doing, and you think she would since she was governor of Arizona, you would think that she would have a greater understanding of what's happening on the border. But she doesn't. Obama doesn't. And he really doesn't care. Any president that would sue a state who's already up to their ears with crime and only passing a law to supplement what the president's doing, and then he has his Justice Department suing the state of Arizona. What kind of idiot is this guy? Now, Napolitano goes down there. We have a border agent killed. And the audacity of this stupid woman is to go down there, and when she is challenged by the man's family, because you see, they live there, they know what the violence is. But when she's challenged on this deal, she starts talking statistics and politics to him, because this lady doesn't know anything other than statistics and politics. Obama yanks her strings. She does what Obama says do. And she tells these folks that the borders are safe if they've never been there, arrest her up. Look, if you had 1,000 arrests last year, 5 years ago, and there were 10,000 people coming across the border, you got 10% of it. If you're up to 1,500, but you got 100,000 coming across. You haven't made it better. You've gone from 10% to 1.5%. And she doesn't get it. We are pulling, I don't know how much you read on this, but regulations are dictating what's happening on our border. I read an article last week to where they have pulled border guards off of a certain part of, I think it's New Mexico's border, maybe. And the reason they did is because they didn't want our security people to trample the natural beauty of the desert park that runs a very long part of that border. Now, I remember in Tennessee when they was going to build the Tom Bigby Waterway and they stopped a multi-billion-dollar project for a snell darter fish. Because they bought my grandparents' land up and it was supposed to be lakeside property by the time it was done. And now it's just a grown-up old field with a decayed old house on it because it never happened. Now, they've got a nice park here, and regulations have made it so that the federal government can tell our own enforcement people that they have to pull back like 15 miles from the border. Now, I got a real simple question here. And that question is this. If we pull the guards back from the border because we don't want the desert stomped on and destroyed, do you really think Mexican drug lords are going to do the same thing? Oh, guys, we can't go, oh my goodness, we can't go across here. We cannot go across here because that is a park. And that desert over there is sacred to the Americans, so we don't want to trample those plants and wildlife and cacti and whatever else is there. Let's go to where some border guards are at. Now, I don't know about you, but it doesn't seem like brain surgery to me. You don't not go. They're going to come through there. They're going to leave a trail of torn up everything, of empty beer bottles, drugs, you name it, it's going to be there. And they're going to come waltzing across the border with absolutely no opposition. Now, is this because the Congress of the United States has made a law that says we can't do that? That we can't go to our borders and defend them? No. It's because Barack Hussein Obama has put together a regulation with his executive powers to keep the guards away from the border. This has got to be the god-awfulest stupid thing I've ever heard in my life. Now, I'm not real bright, but I believe I could be president because I can make stupid moves like this. Where is the common sense? Where is it that we're going to find the ability to defend our borders without a president sticking his stupid nose in the middle of it and getting people killed? Because that's what he's doing. The whole time, Janet Neapolitan gets up and talks.